Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for June 29th, 2025. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, we're going to do a quick geometry pass. If I see something obvious, I'll let you know, or see something useful, I'll let you know, I guess. See, this was a candidate because we got the 3 and 3 here, but unfortunately both the 5 and the 9 repeat. So it's just the 7. Unfortunately, 7 can be in 2 places. Okay. How about against this row? The 5 repeats. We need 7 and 9. Oh, the 7 is placed in this row. That's quite nice. So 7 can't go here, 7 can't go here, 7 can't go here, and obviously not these places. So this is the only place for 7 in the row, so that's where it must go. And that puts a 7 in one of these two in this box. And in this box, it actually places the 7. All right, and in this box, there's a 7 in one of these two now. That's going to point down with this 7. This 7 looks in, placing this 7. So actually what happened here is, remember I said 7 was here or here. This 7 said not there anymore. So we should be down to 3 7s. Yeah, so they're like this. They're standard L shape. Cool. All right, glad I spotted that. We've got the 2, 4, and 8. We do need 2, 4, 8 in these 4 cells, but we can't do more about that. And then nothing for this row. Okay, we have the 5 and 7 here. Unfortunately, no crossings or anything there. We've got anything looking through here is going to be interesting. So the 4, well, not anything that's not already in the box. So the 4 looking through here is interesting because 4 isn't placed yet. It's none of these. So 4 is in one of these two. That's going to point up with this 4. This 4 looks in, putting a 4 in one of these two. If we had one more, we get a hidden pair, which would be very nice, but we don't have that. What about 3, 6, 7, 9? So 3, 6, and 9 need to go in these 4 places. No help there. All right, 7 and 9. Oh, I guess 9 is placed. Ooh, I didn't notice that. I should have. These 2 9s look into here. That places the 9. Now these 9s all look in, putting a 9 in one of these two. This is a filled box row. So what we want to do is look here and here for any digits that aren't already placed in the box. So not 4, 6, 7, 9. So not the 7s, not the 9s, not the 6. So the 3 is interesting because it looks into here. These are completely filled with non-3s. So 3 has to be in one of these 3. And that's going to point into this box along with this 3, putting a 3 in one of these 3. All right. Anything else with this box? We could have crossings this way or this way, not the 6, 7, 9. The 2, unfortunately, has no help. All right. I think that's good for our geometry pass. Let's go back up to the top and do our normal systematic pass here. So we got 3, 4, and 5. No matches over here. I'm noticing the 5 looking in does put a 5 in one of these two, though. The 4... Okay, actually, we should look at these digits. 7, 9, 6, 7. So the 6 looking up is interesting because it puts a 6 in one of these two. That's going to point down with this 6, putting a 6 in one of these two. And now, when we penciled the 6s here, this is something that you should, try to make an automatic trigger for your scanning. When you pencil mark 6s like this, or not just 6s, but you have a digit in 2 places. And what do I mean by that? I mean, it's in 2 places and it's not in 3 places only because there's a given sitting here, right? So just specifically for this case, 6 would have been in one of these 3 because there's no 6 in this row yet. These 6s look up, these 6s point down. 6 would have been in one of these 3, but this 5 is sitting in one of those spots. So we want to look at that row where the 5 is, and we want to ask, well, where does the 6 go then? Because we know it's not in this box. We also know it's not this 2, 8. We also know that this 6 looks down, saying not here, and this 6 looks up, saying not here. So the result is, for this row, 6 needs to be in one of these 2 cells. And wherever the 6 ends up, either here or here, that's also going to be the 6 for this box. So it does what's called claiming, where row 6 here is claiming the 6 from box... Excuse me, sorry, from box 4. I hate when I sneeze in the middle of a explanation. But in row 6, the 6, and I hate repeating the digit, unfortunately I have to. In row 6, the 6 is claiming, row 6 is claiming the 6 from box 4, meaning we can't put a 6 elsewhere in box 4. So we have eliminated 6 from these cells here. Is that interesting in any way? Not immediately that I can see. Actually, yes, it places 6 in this column. Sorry, it is interesting. Where does 6 go in this column? This 6 says not here. This 6 says not here. And then we have the claiming 6s here saying not these two. Also not none of those, but that doesn't matter. And so where does 6 go in the column? Only here. So even though 6 could go in 2 places in this row, it can only go in 1 place in this column now, because it's kind of like, if you think about it, we have claiming here as well. So whenever you have a column and a row claiming the same digit from the same box, you must place that digit where they intersect. That's not really a rule you need to remember. It's just kind of logic that's interesting, right? Because this is saying, hey, I need a 6 somewhere from here. And this row is saying I need a 6 somewhere from here. And we can't repeat the 6 in the box. So we can't put a 6 like here and here, right? So we got to do it where they intersect. And actually, if you understand that kind of logic, that can actually help you understand the 2-string kite in the future. Anyway, that's that places the 6 here, meaning we can't put the 6 over here now, right? And then that leaves only 1 place for 4 in the box. Very nice. These 2 4s look in, placing this 4, and now there's only 1 place for 9 in the box. These 2 9s now look in here, placing the 9 in the box. That's quite nice. This follow-up has been great. These 9s look up, this 9 looks in, putting a 9 in one of these 2. All this because I noticed this 6 looking up here. Notice that was all from all from that. That was fun. 4s, 6s. Okay, these 6s look up. So we have another thing that you want this to just automatically trigger for you, which is that we have overlapped 2 corner marks exactly. So the 6 and the 7 are exactly overlapping in the same 2 cells, meaning we found what's called a hidden pair. So I can replace those corner marks with center marks, because what we've done is eliminated anything else we thought could be in those 2 cells. Because one of them needs to be 6, one of them needs to be 7. They can't both, you can't put 6 and 7 in the same cell, obviously. And so one of them will be 6, one of them will be 7, leaving no room for anything else. So the way you follow up on a hidden pair is you think about the digits that you've eliminated. So for example, they can't be 1 anymore. So you want to look at how that affects 1s in the region. Doesn't really do anything. The 2 can't be 2 anymore. Already couldn't be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are what they can be. They can't be 8. And if you look, you see that this 8 looks in. And now these 2 can't be 8 because of the hidden 6, 7 pair. Putting an 8 in one of these 2 cells. And that is going to point. That points down. This 8 looks in. Putting an 8 in one of these 2. They also point down here, but we don't know much about 8s. But this can't be 8 anymore, which is important. In fact, this column is down to 4 digits. And now that I know these 2 aren't 8. Oh, actually, this is down to 2 digits. That's even better. What are the 2 digits? 1 and 3. So this 3 looking up tells us that's 1, that's 3. Okay, we can finish the whole row. Can we finish this box, actually? I need a 2 and 8. All right. I think I was still like following up on all this stuff that I placed. So it's not that I missed it, it's that I hadn't gotten to it yet. But I think I want to do this right now. We need a 2, 2, 5, 8. And now this one can't be an 8. Oh, and this can't be 2 or 5. So actually that is the 8. That's the 2 because it can't be 5. And that's the 5. Right, 5 was placed. As soon as we placed this, actually, 5 was placed for a bit. Because it couldn't be in any of these. Anyway, I think 5 was placed from the start, to be honest. All right, I just missed it. All right, we just got a bunch of stuff. This is a pair. It's the 1 and the 9. This 9 tells us the order. That's 1, that's 9. All right, this is, this 9 looks in, placing this 9. 9s are done. This digit is 2 or 8. And so what's the other digit for this box? It's the 1. So we know the 1's in one of these 3. So this is 1, 2, 8 because it's not 4. Right, I think that's what we get out of this stack. That's pretty nice. Let's follow up on digits we got. So these 2's all look in this box, placing this 2. These 2's look down, putting a 2 in one of these 2. We do want to look for 2 in this row, but there's options. Anything else with this 2? All right, we got this 8. What's an 8 in one of these 2? We already have an 8 in this column. The 9, we got the 9. Oh, 9s are done, right? We kind of got all this 1, 3, 4, 6. Let me look at those again. I don't think we get much out of that right now. Does anything look into this box? Yeah, the 5 looks into this box. Putting a 5 in one of these 3. 7, 9. Okay. So these 2 cells are limited because they're not the 2, 4, 8, 9, and they're also not 5, 7. That's 6 digits. They aren't, so there's 3 digits max that they can be. So 1, 3, and 6 is what's left. This can't be a 6. Okay. I'm going to do a really quick scan down here. I think we took care of everything down here. Yeah, get this 6s, I guess. What's a 6 in one of these two? So this is something that's like an almost interesting, right? So it's worth a second glance, because within these 4 cells, we have limited the 2, 3, and 6. So if we limited one more digit that had to be in these 4 cells, that would be a hidden quad. So what that tells me is that these 3 cells might be quite limited. So what's left besides what we have corner marked, right? So we need the 1, we have 2, 3, we need the 4, and in fact, these 2 can't be 4, so that's helpful. We need the 5, can't be 6, 7, and we need the 8. And we see that the 4, 8 looks down here. So this is a 1, 5 naked pair, so this can't be 1, 5. And this is one of our 4, 8s, so that's kind of interesting. So what's going to happen here is we've got kind of a hidden quad here. That's the 4, 8, this one isn't, if you want to think about it that way. I don't know why you'd want to think about it that way, but anyway. This 1, 5 pair does look up, removing 5 from here. And in fact, this column is down to 3 digits, 3, 6, 7. This can't be 3 or 6, so this is a naked 7. So that's not 7, placing the 7 and 5 in this box. This is a 3, 6 pair. All right. 1, 3, 6, so 1's in one of these two. That's going to point in. This one looks, oops, this one looks down, putting a 1 in one of these two. Wow, okay, we just got a bunch. This 1, 5 pair was nice. Okay, I'm just going to look at more low-hanging fruit. Oh, how about over here? The 6 gives us, sorry, the 7 gives us 6 and 7. That leaves 1, 2, 4, 8 here. I think it was already 1, 2, 4, 8. Yeah, we had the 6, 7 pair. This isn't 6, so we can place the 6 up here. Let's make sure we follow up properly. This box is down to 3 digits. We need a 3, 4, 5. 4 looks up, placing the 4, which places the 5, which places the 3. Yeah, I think we're just plonking singles at this point. We need a 4 and an 8. Oops, sorry, this is just a 4, 8 pair. Here we need something. That's a 3. All right, so that can't be 3. Neither can that. That doesn't do anything immediately. What's this pair? 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 5. This 5 tells us the order. That's 1, that's 5. That places the 1, 3, and 6 in this box, which places the 3 here. Only place for, sorry, it could only have been 3. It places the 6 in this box. This is 2 or 8, not an 8, so that's 2, that's 8, that's 2. Places the 2 in this box, places the 2 in this box. And do we get the 2 here? Yes. 2s are done. That's our 3. Yeah, we're just plonking singles. Here we need 1, 3. 3 is placed. 4, 5, 6, 7. We need an 8. This 8 tells us that's 1, that's 8. This is a 1. We get the 5 and the 1. 1 in this box can only go there. This is 4 and 8. It's actually not resolved. All right. This is 6 for the box. This is 4 or 8. This can't be 4. So this is 8. That's 4. That's 8. That's 4. Interesting how they were connected like that. And then over here, we need a 5 and an 8. And we're done. All right. Not too bad today. I spotted some nice hidden stuff early on, which I think helped. Like spotting this 7. I wish I'd spotted this 5. That would have been a neat spot. Right at the start, you can place this 5 for column 2, but I just didn't see it. I wasn't looking for that. But yeah, cool. In fact, there's a crossing on 6s here right from the start. I think I might have found that. I'm not sure. I found it eventually. Anyway, cool. Let me know how you did. If you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.